Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Hornby hobby. Here's something a little random. I thought you'd like to see some of the things that I've 3D printed already. Hardly any of this is for the railway, but we'll go over the things that are for the railway in a little while. So, first on top, of course, I 3D printed a TARDIS. This took quite a while to print, even despite the size of it, and even though it's hollow on the inside, it's very thick and it's very, very strong. As you can see, this was printed in red, and I just painted it in blue. I primed it and painted it in blue, so I intend to turn that into a proper TARDIS. That's just going to be a TARDIS. And then, of course, why have a 3D printer if you don't print one of these? It's a phone case. Not phone case, a phone holder. So you put your phone there if you want it to be like that, or put your phone there if you want it to be like that. Now, this is meant to be a stand for Airfix models, but whenever I'm painting the shells or the bodies of locomotives, I like to have somewhere to hang them, so then they're not like that. So this should do the trick. If it's not heavy enough, I can always stick some wood to the bottom of it, and then that should do the trick. Here's one of the very first things I printed off. It has warped quite a bit. It's meant to be an organizer for parts, so this is meant to be for screws and stuff. I've hardly really used it, but yeah, I printed it. So, and then the majority of the stuff I have is in here. So we have a bowling pin setup thingamabob, 10 pins and a bowling ball. I've done the bowling ball a different colour. I've done the pins the right colour, and then I'm going to add red stripes to them, like in cartoons. And then this is meant to be for the extruder, for when you're removing it. I've not used it, but it was one of the presets that came with the update. Here's I think this was meant to be for the Nintendo Switch. Again, not used it. I just like to test the capabilities of the 3D printer to see how everything prints out like. Here's one of the designs from My Mini Factory. I've finally figured out how to get designs from My Mini Factory over to the printer, and I have to do it through Polar Cloud and Tinkercad. And you basically, this is from My Mini Factory. You download the STL file from My Mini Factory onto, I do it on my Chromebook. Then in Tinkercad, you import the file into Tinkercad. And then once that's saved, you export it to Polar Cloud, which then gets sent to the printer. It is a bit of a faff, but that doesn't matter. It's getting the job done, and that's all I care about. One-handed book holder thing, when you're holding a book and you want to use the other hand to turn the pages. That's what that's for keeping the pages down. A tic-tac-toe board, which didn't actually go very well. The X's printed off, but the O's didn't. And I don't really know what the top bit was all about. Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster, that one. Started off well, but gradually went bad. Minifigure display stand, shadow on the bottom. It does actually work with Lego minifigures. I have tested this, and it works really nicely. That was meant to be a very small table for the Station Master's house. I might still actually turn that into a table. There's a carabiner, which actually does work. And then there's a Lego figure, which is very stunted, but all the details there. And then a dice. It's amazing what the 3D printer can capture. This is meant to be one of them never-ending fidget cubes, but Oh, hang on. I think mine's finally working now. Is it? Can't be. Oh, it is. Never mind. It wasn't working before. It kept getting trapped or stuck. But now it seems to be fine, he says, until it isn't fine. So, there's that. Next we have... this is the Polar Cloud. That... I forgot that one for. Oh, yeah, that was for my Chromebook. You know how everyone's always paranoid about people seeing you through your webcam. So I printed that off. And, of course, if you don't have a 3D printer and you haven't printed a benchy, then who the fuck are you? So, nice benchy. That was really, really well done. And it's a great test of your 3D printer's capabilities. A whistle, which actually... There you go. Actually works. And then 2 filament spool holders, which I don't actually use now. I was going to, but now I found a better way of doing it. Fidget spinner, I had some bearings from when the fidget spinner craze was going on. I took all my fidget spinners apart, so that's the reason why I've got all these bearings. So, and that's the reason why there's bearings in there. So, yeah, a pair of tweezers. So, try and use them for picking out the next thing. Here we go. Mobile phone piece. You put a keyring in there, lie it on the floor, and then in that groove, you stick your phone, and then it holds it. So, a Lego brick that doesn't actually fit with other Lego bricks. The Caterpillar logo, because our forklift at work is part of this range, so I just thought I'd print that off and then I'm going to paint it later. A money clip for cash, for notes essentially. Here's another cube from the printer itself, the memory. I'd just like to keep one just to remind me. Here's one of those keyring name tag things. So you put a keyring through there and then you can write on it house keys or whatever. Another thingy. One-handed book thing. Another dice. Let's try and make duplicates where I can. There's stuff. This, I believe, was meant to... I can't remember what this was for. But it does work. I think it's meant to be like a different sort of carabiner. I think it was meant to be for bags or something. Here's a cable organizer for not USB, for phone charge cables and stuff. A couple of screw holes so it can be screwed anywhere. Next, what the hell was this for? I do not remember. This was for something I can't remember. Those aren't really important. I think this is another Lego brick, yeah. But again, it still doesn't fit other Lego bricks. Does it fit with that one? It's the right dimensions, I feel, for a Lego brick. That one's too fat. And then this was meant to be a cable hook. So that's meant to go on your desk, like so, and then you can hang stuff from it. And then, of course, the Minecraft tools. So, for some reason, I've got 2 spades, 2 shovels, I've got 2 axes, a pickaxe, and a sword. So, that's pretty much all the stuff that I've 3D printed so far. But there's still more. I mean, do I need to go on? I printed off this little digger, which I'm going to use on the construction site, and I printed off this little pallet, which is actually a bit too big. Could you believe it, that is too big? I mean, you can fit that on it, for God's sake. Everything's supposed to be in scale. So I'll have to sort that out. And there's still tons of stuff scattered around my room that I am currently using. So this thing up here is for my coins, penny holder. And of course, bottle opener. That's how I've been opening bottles for the past few weeks. Here's my old headphone holder for my headset. But I've recently, since I discovered how to do the things from my mini factory, got this one. And then back there is for my terabyte drive. So now my Xboxes are both, you know, they're standing up instead of lying down, and it makes it look like we've got a bit more space up here. If you're wondering where the rest of the filament is, it's here, mounted on the side of the engine shed shelf. Here they are. And they're just screwed on there. They're just called spool holders or hangers or something like that. They are on Polar Cloud, so if you want to have a look. And they fit 2 filament spools each. Of course, a scraper for scraping the 3D prints off the bed. Honestly, I don't know how I would have coped without this 3D printer. What else? Oh yes, back here. I have those blue pieces are actually meant to be for billiard tables or pool tables, you know, for the triangle thing, whatever it's called. They fit my Omnitrixes really, really well, and this cost me quite a bit in filament, but it looks really good. So I've got the Omnitrix effects, the 2 deluxe Omnitrixes, the light projector, and the Ultimatrix, and they were hung up there on the wall, but that's actually made it a lot better. So now they're more hidden out of the way. I think that's it. There's nothing really on the railway that's been printed. Nothing else, I don't think. There probably is, but I probably can't see it. If you're wondering what's going on now, I'll just get you down there. That is a hobby shop, which is going to go on the layout. It was found in my mini factory, and if you just type in HO scale, then it comes up with all stuff that can be going to HO scale. And it's pretty much almost finished. In fact, it should finish in about a minute. So we're going to have a little hobby shop and maybe a little cafe or something where that lake is currently. So yeah, I don't know how I would have coped without this 3D printer. So yeah, 3D printer, guys, you need one in this hobby. And hopefully soon, when I find my designing shoes, then I can you know, figure out how to do stuff. You know, I can figure out how to design. Oh, that's gone quiet. When it goes quiet like that, that means it's done. There you go. That is a hobby shop. It does look a bit messy, but I mean, this has been 3D printed, so we'll just peel it off. Normally you have to bend the bed. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the filament does go a bit crazy, but I think all of that's just structure there. That's the reason why it's ended up like that. So what I can actually do is cut all that off, neaten it up, and then paint it, and Bob's your teapot. And it actually says the word hobby up top there. These are meant to be the windows, and then here's going to be your entrance. So yeah, there we go. So the Flashforge Adventurer 3, ladies and gentlemen, get one for Christmas. This was nearly going to be for Christmas, you know. If I can figure it out. So can you. So that's pretty much the end of this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Always much appreciated. And don't forget, we are still taking requests for the running session videos when we read your comments. So by all means, get your requests in. And yeah, we'll be sure to do them as soon as possible. And until then, stay safe and thanks for watching.